Got another request for a reaction. This time, the girl group's name is Glass. They're from Indonesia, and the single is out. I have never heard of this girl group. I don't know anything about them, but I'm excited. The first time I've heard about them is from that request. But as I've said, I'm excited, so let's get to it. Ah, I like her hair. Is it like a love song? Okay. So, okay, so the intro I like because it's like a traditional string instrument from Indonesia. The name skips me now. But for you who knows it, for all of you who knows it, it sounds like the traditional string instrument of Indonesia. And I always like it when a modern group, especially a young one, would use traditional instruments or traditional sound or bring like any kind of traditional influence from their culture. I love that. So there's so far I'm seeing two different colors. There's the white color kind. It's still very early. It's only 26 seconds, but there's that milieu that's there. There's that color and environment of dominated by white and purity and whatever. And then there's that dirt, more like a darker tone to it. I don't know if those two different elements would play, would tell the story or something. But so far I like it. Okay, let's go. So see that part, I feel like that has some, if this music, this MV has a narrative, I like that. I like it when the video actually has a story. But there's a scene here where, so the darker looking one turns around to reveal the girl that's dominated by white. I don't know because it's still very early into the song, but that might have like a certain narrative to it. Okay. And I also like the lyrics, by the way. So that. So they turn around and there's a lot of hand movement. Oh, I love it. Okay, so the song started very slow, and then they're escalating towards something faster and harder in terms of sound. So from a string instrument, so initially the string instrument was dominating the music, but now it's being replaced by drums. And then they're talking about, initially I thought, this a love song, but I feel like it is not. I think they're talking about like old people's or older generations or maybe politicians that are promising like a good future, like a good world, that they're going to have this and have that, and then they're just faced with disappointments, and that's why they're saying like out of my way, and that whatever, like the change will just have to come from deep within them. So I do think there's a narrative to the song. Okay, too early. It's very hand dominated, the dance steps. Sorry about my dog. So even the choreography is very hand dominated. There's a lot of hand movements. And then initially, I was thinking like maybe that's just the style of the choreography. But then even the elements that they've added in the music video seems to add to that. Like there's this cloth fabric behind them, and then there are hands trying to reach for them. And then there are different hands like trying to pull them back, trying to pull their faces and stuff. So I think that the choreography is sort of calculated, and that the music video is also calculated to tell a coherent single story. And I feel like it is a song of, like, these are the girls getting fed up from all the broken promises that either the government or the older generation or other people have promised them that just turned into nothing. And the hands that are trying to reach for them, trying to grab them and trying to pull them away, that's a representation of all of those people or elements that are disappointing them. I think the other thing, okay, maybe I'll reserve it for later. See the chains? It feels like they're being controlled or influenced or pulled or something. So her breaking away from the chains. Yeah, so the hands are just tainting her. It's just putting dirt on her instead of being able to control her. And then one of them trying to break away from the leash. So yeah, so you have the white, then you have the dark, you have the black, and then you have this in the middle, which is performed in like a dirty kind of setting. Like it's not like dirty, but dirt basically. Instead of a paved location, they chose something that's unpaved, so it's dirt. And then the song has not slowed down. So the beginning was very, very slow, very soft and very, very smooth. And then it escalated and it has not come back. So I feel like the initial one was the setup. You know, it was them saying these are your promises and stuff like that. And then once they escalated, they're not slowing down. So once they reach their point of their breaking point, they don't want to go back. That's like the message, the narrative of the lyrics, and it is being supported by the music and the melody, and of course all the other elements in the music video. It's like a war. Me and the world. Yeah. See, I like how in the initials, the first half, it was very heavy. It was limbs heavy. Sorry, hands heavy. So upper part, there were a lot of hand movement. And so they seem constrained. It feels like that. The choreography, they feel constrained. And then once they escalated, then you can see them stomping, moving around, which is, again, consistent with what they're trying to deliver, the message that they're trying to deliver, that they want to break free, they don't want to be controlled anymore, and that the change will have to just come from them, and that everything is, as they said in the earlier part of the song, that the glow is going to come inside of us, the light is going to come from inside of us. So everything, I like the cohesiveness, because aside from the lyrics, aside from the melody, the instruments, the beat, and then there's the color, and there's the visuals, even the choreography is, they're all telling the same story. Like it. And then the nice. Okay, so executive producer Glass. Oh, they composed it. They wrote it. Melody. Whoa. Wow. They did everything. Okay, so I think I've said just about everything that I wanted to say about it, but I'll do a recap. So generally, it's so cohesive because from the lyrics, the melody, the beat, the colors, the choreography, and all the elements in the video, it moved towards the same direction. Everything was slow in the beginning, and then it progressed to something fast, something hard, and something angry. And all of it, they were all moving in the same direction. There were no contrasts. So in the choreography, you can see by just the sheer choreography in the beginning, it was just all hands. So it felt constrained. It felt like they were trying to do something, but they weren't really moving. And then in the end, when the music escalated, they were stomping their feet, they were moving around, they were dropping to the ground, which is a freedom. Like physically, they were showing they are going to take everything in their own hands. And the same thing is true with the beat itself. In the beginning, and the melody, in the beginning it was very, very slow, and then escalated, and they never turned back. And then in the beginning, there was a traditional string instrument of Indonesia, but then as they progressed, that has been forgotten, and it has been dominated by percussions. So I like that. And then the play between the three different colors, green in the beginning, and then there's white and there's black. I think the green, they used it as the battlefield, that this is where the fight happened. The dark is the contrast of the promises and the actuality. Like your promises is different from the world, like the actual world that we're living in. But the battle happened in the natural element on dirt. So I like, and I do like the lyrics, because it's how do they call it? It's a rah-rah, right? It's an expression of rebellion, an expression of a call for freedom. So I don't know much about the band. I don't know if it is the kind of narrative that they're following. Oh, that's another thing. I like it when videos actually have a narrative, because I feel like if you're going to just post sexy or post powerful and not tell me a story, why bother with the music video? Just take photos. I mean, the music video has to add an element. It has to add another layer, another dimension to the song, which they were able to do very, very successfully in this one. So that's another thing that I liked about them. But I don't know much about the band, but the mere fact that they actually executive produced and creative directed the music video, that is very, very, I'm so impressed. I honestly am so impressed that they did everything. So they composed melody, lyrics. Wow. And if this is so, as far as one of the other person, so I had one comment on YouTube video requesting for this, and then on one of my YouTube videos requesting for this, and another one who reached out to me via Twitter, and they said that this is their young band, so they actually just launched. So for them to be able to create something cohesive, something with this much of a consistency in narrative, and the escalation is fluid, the flow is, wow, I am impressed. So let me know if this is their second. So I will be looking for the first one, but if there's any other information you want to share about them, please go ahead and write in the description videos. And thank you to the two people that actually requested this.